Hello everyone, this is Jenny with craftingwithjenny.com. Today we're going to make this very cute punch art holly card, holly Christmas card. It gives you a little bit more close-up look. Okay, to make this card we're going to need a few things, so I'm just going to put this aside. The first thing we're going to need is the Reason for the Season stamp set, and that's where our sentiment comes from. You're also going to need the leaflet framelits, and we're going to be using this framelit here. And to punch out the berries, you are going to be needing your 1.5 circle punch. Okay, let's set those aside. You're also going to be using your scoreboard. I went ahead and did the scoring ahead of time just because it was hard for me to get my scoreboard in a place where you could see it on video. But you will also need 2 inks, Cherry Cobbler, and Old Olive, which are my go-to Christmas colors. Alright, we're also going to be using some sponge daubers. These are my favorite, especially to sponge the side of cutouts, punch-outs, that type of thing. So I'll just put those over there. Okay. For cardstock, we're going to be needing a card base in Cherry Cobbler. We're going to need a panel of Old Olive, a panel of white, Whisper White, a scrap piece of Old Olive for your leaves, a scrap piece of Cherry Cobbler for the berries, and then another white panel for inside the card. Now all of the dimensions are going to be available on my blog, so don't worry about that right now. Alright, so to get started, you're going to want to bring out your scoreboard. And what I did is, if the light can catch it, I did a 1/4 of an inch or 1/8 of an inch border around, and I did that twice, so there you go, you can see that, just to kind of dress up this simple card a little bit more. I think a lot of people forget that you can use your scoreboard to give some interesting detail to the edges of your card. Okay, now I want to go ahead and bring my ink out. Let's go ahead and get stamp our sentiment. Of course, I've got my Stamp-A-Majig, which I am going to use to line up my stamp where I want it. Now, the stamp set that you're using is photopolymer, so you can go ahead and line it up however you'd like to do it. But I'm kind of old school and I like my Stamp-A-Majig, so just sometimes I see it a little bit better, especially on camera. If I can't get like straight over it or straight on top of it, I can see this a little bit better. Alright, straight down. You want to hold it for about 5 seconds to get a more crisp image. Alright, and there you go, beautiful. Alright, let's put that stamp away. We're not going to be needing that anymore. Okay, now you're going to want to take your strip of Old Olive cardstock and your leaf framelit and go ahead and run it through the Big Shot. I went ahead and did that for these two. And then I also used my scoreboard to score a line down the middle. I want to give these guys a little bit of dimension. So, and holly kind of has that, the ivy kind of has that folded up look. So, okay, since I still have my Old Olive out, I'm going to bring my sponge dauber in, and we're going to go ahead and sponge these just to give it some interest, give it some depth. And you don't need to worry about the stems because you're going to be covering those up. and just do as much sponging as you think looks best. We don't want every card to look identical. All right, I am also going to bring in my panel. I thought that it was a little bit more interesting to sponge the side, so that's what I'm going to do, kind of pull in the sponging I did on the side. Now you don't need to use the daubers to do this. You can also use the sponges if you prefer. It's just whatever you have on hand is fine. I just tend to like these a little bit more because it keeps my fingers from getting inky. I don't mind getting messy, but if I can avoid it, because otherwise I will get ink all over my hands and I won't realize it, and then I will touch my project and now I have fingerprints. So that's normally how that works. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. I'm also going to close up this old olive and set it aside. Now you're going to bring in your 1.5 inch circle punch and your piece of cardstock, and you're going to be doing 3 punches. Set that aside. We're going to bring in our cherry cobbler. Oop, and see, I already stuck my finger in it. No big deal. All right. And you're just going to give a sponge around these berries. Give them a little bit of interest too. Now you can also use the sponge and sponge around your card base if you wanted to. I didn't, but you're welcome to do that. All right. So I think the longest this stuff takes is actually sponging everything. So, and as you can see, it went pretty fast. So, all right, let's close up that ink. Now, the best thing I found to put this stuff together is your mini glue dots. So I'm going to go ahead and pull mine in here. And what I've done, how I did it, was I am going to put one at the base of the leaves like so. And then I'm just going to put them together like that. Okay, let me pull this out of the way. And then I just put a glue dot on the one at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Put that one at the bottom. And then bring in another one. And kind of fit it in under there. And here's when you can kind of play around with it and move it around just a little bit to get it to look the way you want. Oop, that one didn't come off. Okay, there we go. And there we go. So you see, I can pull this over just a little bit so you can see my 3 berries. There you go. Alright, I'm going to bend my leaves up again. Alright, and of course we're going to pop these up with some dimensionals. So let's bring in our dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to put one at the bottom here. And then I cut a couple strips in the side here, so that I can put them just down the center of these, because I want them to be able to bend up off the card if I want. So okay, and for now I'm going to just set that aside and we're going to put our layers together. I'm going to go ahead and do the panel we stamped first. Bring in your snail and go ahead and line it up. We just want a little bitty border around. Alright, and then let's bring in our card base and get this on there. Okay, and there we go. And then let's bring in our holly. All right, and there you go. Super cute, super simple, super fun Christmas card. Now, if you need any of these products or would like any of these products, please go ahead and visit me at craftingwithjenny.com. And if you have any questions on anything that I used today, feel free to contact me. I'm always happy to answer your questions. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for your business. Bye-bye.